Hello everybody, Joey the Truth with you. This is the Week 4 game preview show of the National Football League. Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers going head-to-head on Sunday night football on NBC. That game starts at 8:30 p.m. But we have a very intriguing matchup between a couple of good teams, a couple of teams that are 2-1 on this season, and they will be fighting to each win their third game of the year. It'll be played at Heinz Field, folks. This will be a very interesting one. A lot of different storylines in this game. First of all, and most importantly for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the running back Le'Veon Bell served a 3-game suspension for missing those drug tests. So he's back. He's off of suspension. He's healthy, 100% and ready to go for Sunday night's game. Number 1, he's back. Number 2, both of these teams, folks, have a lot of injuries. The Steelers this week, 3 key men on defense are questionable. Ryan Shazier, the linebacker, questionable. The safety / the corner, Sean Davis, he's questionable. Another corner for Pittsburgh, Senquez Golson, he's questionable. For Kansas City, one of their top pass rushers, Justin Houston, he's on the PUP list. He's been on the PUP list all year, so he's definitely not going to play. And their other key pass rushing linebacker, Tamba Hali, he's questionable with a hand injury as well. So a lot of possible injuries and a lot of possible bodies missing for both of these defenses, folks. So I expect it to be a shootout on a Sunday night from the Steel City. I really do. I think there's going to be a lot of yards and a lot of points. Look at this, folks. Let's look at the Kansas City defense first. Even though they've only allowed 348 yards per game, which is 11th best in the NFL, and that seems really good, and it is, but we have to look at their schedule. We have to remember, they've played Houston, and they've played the Jets. Those offenses are bad. They're bad. I mean, good grief, Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 6 picks to them last week. That's not a good offense. And Houston could only, Brock Osweiler and that hodgepodge of an offense they have only scored 19 points. So the offenses they've played haven't been the greatest, so their defense looks really, really good. Secondly, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense this year has been a mess. In terms of yards, a mess. 6th worst in the NFL at 407 yards per game. So my friends, if you like offense and you like quarterbacks and you like yards and touchdowns and first downs, this is the game for you. Here's my key matchup of the night that'll decide who will win this game. And it is for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Le'Veon Bell against the linebackers, especially Derrick Johnson and some of those outside linebackers for Kansas City. That'll be the matchup of the night, folks, because if you've been following any of the Steelers coverage this week, the Steelers are going to use both D'Angelo Williams and Le'Veon Bell. And they said that they would use Le'Veon Bell as a receiver because he's so good in the slot. We have to remember his last full season in the NFL 2 years ago. As a running back, he caught 83 passes. So he is a very, very talented ball receiving running back out of the backfield. So Le'Veon Bell can carve up the middle of that Kansas City defense like a tight end would. So watch out for that. Also, another key matchup to be aware of. The Chiefs cornerback Marcus Peters, 4 interceptions this season. He had 8 last year as a rookie. I would expect him to be on Antonio Brown. So it'll be a very interesting matchup of one of the best wide receivers in the league against one of the best young cornerbacks in the game. So that's interesting. This is going to be a fun one, folks. It really is. And my prediction for this one, even though in my season preview video, I said the Steelers would lose this game and I thought they would lose it close, from observing all the new information that's happened over the last 3 weeks, I think the Steelers will win close. They'll win close, Lots of points, lots of offense. Steelers 35-31 over the Chiefs, and here's why. The Steelers have won 3 straight Sunday night football games at Heinz Field on NBC. They've won their last 3. In the last 2, Antonio Brown has returned a punt for a touchdown. So beware of Antonio Brown on special teams. Also, the Steelers, they don't lose back-to-back games very often. I think after getting embarrassed and humiliated last week, they're going to come back and they're going to show the country, the entire U.S., Pittsburgh, everywhere, that they're not that bad and they will bounce back. They've only had a 2-game losing streak once over the last 2+ years. So because of that, Pittsburgh 35, Kansas City 31. This will be a fun one. Don't forget to tune in. Sunday Night Football on NBC, 8:30 p.m. the kickoff from Heinz Field. Also, don't forget to stop back that night or the following day to my YouTube channel for the highlight video. I hope you enjoy. I know I will. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section at the bottom of the video. Like and subscribe too. So for the rest of my amazing crew, Joey the Truth signing off. And thank you for watching the Kansas City Chiefs Pittsburgh Steelers 2016 NFL Week 4 game preview show. I'll see you then.